People said the ADEYEMI'S had everything: money, fame, influence. But perfection has a smell, and if you stood close enough to their mansion in Ikoyi, you could sense it. Fear. The kind of fear only wealthy families carry, the fear of secrets. And the ADEYEMI'S had one secret big enough to burn their empire. But no one outside the family knew. Not yet. The ADEYEMI'S did not live like humans. They lived like a brand. The glass mansion in Ikoyi was always spotless, the housekeepers were trained to walk like shadows, the interior smelled of imported candles, fresh orchids, and money. Chieftain Adeyemi, father, billionaire, real estate mogul, was disciplined, commanding, and respected. The type of man whose silence scared even his children. Sola Adeyemi, his wife, was elegance herself. Founder of the luxury fashion brand Sola Luxe, her clothes appeared on red carpets from Lagos to Dubai. They had 3 children. Adesewa, 27, sharp, poised, calculating, the living reflection of the family's image. Adamy, 24, handsome, playful, charming, always trending online for parties, sneakers, or his soft boy videos. Funmi, 19, the quiet one, observant, intelligent, always watching but rarely speaking. The ADEYEMI'S were admired, envied, respected. But inside their mansion, their lives were nothing like what the world saw. At 6:30 a.m. every morning, the family gathered for breakfast. Not because they wanted to, but because it was part of the brand. Family unity is our public power, Sola always said. People trust what looks perfect. But perfection came with a price. At breakfast, everyone had a role. Adesewa was the brain, she discussed brand strategies, media events, and company PR. Adamy was the charm, he posted videos, pictures, and brand partnerships. His lifestyle alone drew millions of eyes to the family name. Funmi was the innocence, the soft, intelligent youngest child whose quiet presence made the family appear grounded and human. They looked united, but their hearts were far from it. Adesewa and Adamy barely spoke unless necessary. She found him unserious. He found her controlling. Funmi was caught between them, the only one who saw both sides. But the real distance was between Chieftain and Sola. Outsiders saw love. Insiders saw silence, 2 people living in the same mansion but breathing separate air. There were whispers behind closed doors. Arguments too quiet for the staff to hear. And sometimes, at night, Funmi saw her mother sitting alone by the window, staring at nothing. Holding her phone. Waiting for a message that never came. In the Adeyemi house, there was one rule. Never mention the name Connor. It was a ghost wrapped in silence. A name with so much weight that even the walls seemed to flinch when it nearly slipped out. Adesewa once asked, "Daddy, who is Connor?" The room fell silent. Her father looked at her with eyes that shut the question down. Sola forced a smile. "Just someone from the past, darling." But Adamy heard a different story. He once overheard 2 staff members whispering. Connor was the one that built the company with Chieftain. Yes, oh. Before something happened and he disappeared. Disappeared how? Nobody knows. They just said he vanished. Vanished. That single word stayed with Adamy for years. Funmi, with her quiet curiosity, paid attention more than anyone realized. She noticed how her mother's hand trembled at the sound of the name. How her father's jaw clenched. A name that powerful was not just a name. It was a threat. A wound. A secret stitched too tightly. One Thursday evening, the family prepared for an exclusive charity gala at Eco Hotel. Cameras would flash. Interviews would roar. Social media would buzz. Everyone dressed accordingly. Adesewa, in Swarovski-stoned emerald gown. Sola, in custom gold lace. Chieftain, in tailored black tuxedo. Adamy, in a velvet wine blazer worth 2 times someone's salary. Funmi, in a soft satin dress that made her look like the definition of grace. On their way out, the driver opened the door, but the family paused when they heard raised voices in the hallway. 2 housekeepers. Arguing. I'm telling you, Madam said the box must never be touched. Huh. But why? What is even inside? Something from the time when Connor. The second housekeeper gasped when she noticed the family approaching. Chief Tunde's face hardened. Go to the kitchen. Now. They ran. But the children had heard enough. The box. Something related to Connor. Something hidden. As they entered the convoy of black SUVs, Adamy whispered to his sisters. This cannot matter, something is not right. Adesewa snapped softly. Don't start. Funmi whispered, what if he's alive? Adesewa turned sharply. Funmi, drop it. But Funmi didn't drop it. She tucked the question into her heart. And that question, whether Connor was alive or dead, is what shattered their perfect world weeks later. Perfect families attract attention. And attention attracts problems. For weeks, there were small signs that something was coming. A journalist emailed Adesewa's office asking about the company's early years. An anonymous Instagram page began posting old pictures of Chief Tunde. Adamy noticed a new comment appearing repeatedly under his post. Ask your father what he did to Connor. Each time he deleted it, another appeared. Funmi found a strange letter slipped under the gate, no return address, just a sentence. Everything you know about your family is a lie. When she showed her mother, Sola held the paper with trembling fingers, then burned it immediately. Don't tell your father, she whispered. Funmi did not understand why her mother was shaking. But Sola knew. She had known for years. The past was waking up. The secret she buried with her own hands was rising. The family was standing on thin glass. And the first crack had just appeared. It was a calm Tuesday night. Dinner had been quiet. Too quiet. Chief Tunde looked disturbed, checking his phone repeatedly. Sola barely ate. Adesewa's eyes kept darting between her parents. Adamy was scrolling but not smiling. Funmi felt the tension squeezing the air. Because at that exact moment, Adamy's phone buzzed again. Another anonymous message. Daddy. His voice shook. You need to see this. The family rushed around him, heads leaning over the phone. And there it was. A message, followed by a blurry picture of a young man. A man they all recognized. Even the children who had only seen him in old, hidden photographs. Connor. Alive. And the message beneath the picture read. The truth is coming. Your perfect family is about to bleed. The Adeyemi mansion did not sleep that night. Chief Tunde paced the living room like a man waiting for judgment. Sola sat on the edge of the couch, fingers clasped, eyes red. Adesewa stood near the stairs, arms folded tightly. Adamy kept refreshing his phone. Funmi sat silently, watching everyone, her fear rising. Finally, Adesewa spoke. Daddy, who sent that picture? Chief Tunde didn't answer. Sola whispered, Tunde, it's time. They are adults. You can't hide it anymore. He turned to his children. He sighed. Connor is not dead. Funmi gasped softly. But, it disappeared, Adamy whispered. No, Sola corrected quietly. He left. Why? Adesewa asked. The question sat in the room like a loaded gun. Chief Tunde finally spoke, slow, heavy, deliberate. Connor was my business partner. My closest friend. The one who helped me build everything you all enjoy today. But years ago, we disagreed on an investment. A mistake, one that almost ruined the company. Sola closed her eyes, pained by the memory. He blamed me, Chieftain continued. Said I betrayed him. He wanted to expose the company, destroy everything we built. So, what did you do? Adesewa asked, voice sharp. I didn't do anything. He left Lagos. No one heard from him again. The room was silent. Then Fumi asked softly, so why would he send a picture now? Sola spoke gently. Because the person sending the messages is not Kana. So, if he left, who is threatening us? Before anyone could answer, Fumi's phone buzzed. A new message. She held it up, voice shaking. It's another one. Everyone gathered as she opened it. The message read. Meet me tomorrow at 12 noon. Ikoyi Cemetery. There was no name. No picture. Just a location. Adesewa exhaled. It's a setup. They want to intimidate us. Adamy shook his head. Or they want to force us to confess something we didn't even do. Sola touched her husband's hand. Tunde, we can't keep running. Chieftain nodded. Tomorrow, he said quietly, we end this. The next day, at exactly 12 p.m., the family arrived at Ikoyi Cemetery. All 5 of them. Adesewa in a black jumpsuit. Adamy in a simple shirt. Fumi holding Sola's hand. Sola wearing a scarf that hid her eyes. Chieftain at the front, walking like a man going to face his past. They waited. The cemetery was quiet. Until footsteps approached. A tall young man stepped out from behind a tree. He looked familiar. Too familiar. Adamy whispered, he looks like Connor did in his younger photos. The man stopped a few feet away. You're here, he said calmly. Who are you? Chieftain asked. The man looked at Sola. You know. Her face broke. She whispered one name. Daniel. Adesewa frowned. Who is Daniel? Sola took a deep breath. Connor's son. The 3 Adeyemi children froze. Daniel nodded. My father died 2 months ago. Sola covered her mouth, tears falling. He came to Lagos to see you, Daniel continued. He told me everything, how he lost everything after the partnership failed. How he felt betrayed. But he also told me he was wrong, that he blamed your family for his own mistakes. Chieftain lowered his head. Daniel continued. When he died, I found his journals. He wrote about your family, how he forgave you, how he wished he could start over. His voice hardened. But the world remembered only rumors. So I decided to protect his name. Adesewa stepped forward. By threatening us. Daniel shook his head. Not threatening. Testing. Testing what? Adamy asked. Testing your character. I wanted to know the truth. If you really destroyed him, or if he destroyed himself. Silence fell. Then Daniel said quietly. Now I know. He forgave you. And you deserve peace. Fumi blinked fast. So, this is over. Daniel nodded. Yes. Over. He turned to leave. But paused. Your family looks perfect from afar. People love perfect things. But I learned something from my father's journals. He glanced at Chieftain. Perfection is the easiest thing to break. Then he walked away. And for the first time in years, the Adeyemi family breathed. That evening, they gathered in the living room, not for branding, not for show, not for public image. For themselves. Chieftain held Sola's hand. I should have told them everything, he said softly. Sola whispered, we were protecting them. But secrets don't protect families. They break them. Adesewa leaned back. No more secrets. Adamy nodded. No more pretending. Fumi smiled, small, shy, relieved. Maybe now we can be a real family. Chieftain looked at his children. Peace. For the first time, the ADEYEMI'S were not a brand. They were just a family, imperfect, wounded, healing. The secret was gone. The threat was gone. The past had finally been laid to rest. And the empire they feared would burn stood stronger than ever.